In the misty green forests of the Pacific Northwest, where tall evergreen trees reached toward the sky like gentle giants and silver rivers wound through fern-covered valleys, lived a bright-eyed 8-year-old girl named Emma Thompson. She had curly black hair that often escaped her ponytail and curious brown eyes that sometimes moved too quickly. Emma lived with her family in a cozy wooden cabin near the edge of Olympic National Forest in Washington. Her dad worked as a park ranger, and her mom painted beautiful pictures of the mountains. But lately, Emma felt frustrated and small. One foggy autumn morning, as soft rain whispered through the cedar branches and the air smelled of damp earth and pine, Emma sat on the porch steps with tears in her eyes. "I'm never going to be smart like the others," she whispered, hugging her knees tightly. "I miss things. I rush. And then everyone else knows more." The day before at Forest Grove Elementary, the class had gone on a nature walk. The teacher asked everyone to draw what they saw. While other children noticed tiny details, the pattern on a butterfly's wings, the way moss grew on one side of the trees, or the tracks of a deer, Emma had run ahead, excited but missing most of it. Her drawing looked messy and incomplete. The other kids giggled kindly, but Emma felt embarrassed and lonely. Even her best attempt at paying attention never seemed enough. She wanted to learn and discover wonderful things like her dad did, but her mind felt too busy and her eyes too fast. That same misty morning, a large, gentle brown bear wandered near the cabin. He was not scary like the stories sometimes told. His fur was thick and warm-looking, and his eyes were deep and thoughtful. He stopped by the old cedar tree and looked straight at Emma. In that quiet moment, something magical happened. Emma felt as if the bear was inviting her to really look. She named him Bruno in her heart. Before she could feel afraid, an old friend of her father appeared from the trail. His name was Mr. Elias, a retired indigenous storyteller and nature guide with kind wrinkled eyes, silver-streaked black hair tied back, and a warm smile that made children feel safe. He had taught many kids in the forest over the years. Mr. Elias saw Emma's tears and the bear watching calmly from a distance. "Come, little observer," Mr. Elias said gently, sitting beside her on the porch with a steaming cup of berry tea. "The forest has secrets, but only for those who learn to see. Bruno knows this. He watches everything carefully before he moves." Emma wiped her eyes and told him everything. How she felt behind, how rushing made her miss the small beautiful things, and how she wished she could learn like the other children. Mr. Elias listened with patience, then smiled. "Observation brings learning, Emma. When we slow down and truly see, the world opens its stories to us. Bruno and I will help you practice." With her parents' permission, Emma began spending her afternoons in the forest with Mr. Elias and the gentle bear who seemed to appear whenever they needed him. At first, it was hard. Emma wanted to run and explore fast. She would spot a bird and chase after it, missing the spider web sparkling with dew right beside her. Mr. Elias would smile and say, "Look again, slowly. What do you really see?" Bruno the bear would sit patiently, his big head tilted as if demonstrating how to observe. Emma started small. She learned to notice the different shades of green in the moss. She saw how the river changed its song after rain. She discovered tiny mushrooms shaped like fairy houses and the way squirrels left patterns in the pine needles. Each detail felt like a new friend. But growth came with struggles. One day at school, during a big science project about local animals, Emma still rushed her presentation. She forgot important details she had actually observed in the forest. The children looked confused, and Emma felt that old sadness return. She ran home through the misty trails, tears blurring her vision. "I'll never learn," she cried. Mr. Elias found her sitting by the river, and Bruno appeared soon after, settling down beside her with a soft huff. "It's okay to feel frustrated," Mr. Elias said, placing a steady hand on her shoulder. "Observation is a skill that takes time and practice, like learning to paint or play music. You are already growing. The important thing is to keep looking." That afternoon became a turning point. Instead of rushing, Emma sat quietly with Bruno and Mr. Elias for a long time. She really looked. She saw a salmon jumping in the river and understood it was returning home to lay eggs. She noticed how the bear's ears twitched at sounds she couldn't yet hear. She watched a mother deer teaching her fawn to find the safest path through the ferns. For the first time, The forest felt alive with stories, and Emma felt connected to all of it. As weeks turned into months, Emma's eyes and heart transformed. She began keeping a special observation journal. Every day she drew and wrote what she truly saw, not just the big things, but the small wonders too. Her drawings became detailed and beautiful. At school, when the class went on another nature walk, Emma surprised everyone. She pointed out the tiny tracks of a vole, the way certain leaves turned color first because of how much sun they received, and the quiet call of a hidden owl. Her teacher's eyes widened with pride. The other children gathered around her, asking questions. For the first time, Emma felt seen and helpful. Friendship bloomed too. A quiet boy named Leo, who also struggled with feeling different, started joining Emma, Bruno, from a safe distance, and Mr. Elias on forest walks. Together they observed the world and shared discoveries. Leo was good at hearing sounds Emma missed, and she helped him notice colors and patterns. Their friendship made learning even richer. There was one big test that sealed Emma's growth. A powerful storm came through the Pacific Northwest one November night. Wind howled through the tall trees and rain fell in heavy sheets. The next morning, the forest trails were changed. Emma's dad was worried about some hikers who hadn't returned. Emma asked to help look. At first her parents said no, it was too dangerous for a child. But Mr. Elias spoke gently on her behalf. She has learned to observe carefully. She might see what others miss. With her dad and Mr. Elias, Emma walked the trails slowly and thoughtfully. While the adults looked for big signs, Emma noticed small details. A broken branch with fresh green leaves still attached, a footprint in the soft mud pointing toward the old shelter cave, and the way certain birds were calling in a particular direction. They went this way, she said confidently, pointing toward a hidden path. Look at the moss, it's been brushed recently. Following her careful observations, they found the tired hikers sheltering safely in the cave. They were cold but unharmed. Emma's dad hugged her tightly, tears in his eyes. Your observation saved the day, sweetheart. I'm so proud of you. That evening, as the family gathered by the warm fireplace in their cabin with Mr. Elias and even a glimpse of Bruno watching peacefully from the trees outside, Emma felt a deep warmth in her heart. She no longer felt behind or frustrated. She understood that slowing down to truly see brought learning, confidence, and connection. I used to think I was bad at learning, Emma told her parents and Mr. Elias, her voice strong and happy. But when I learned to observe, the whole world started teaching me. Mr. Elias smiled warmly. That's the great secret of the forest, Emma. Observation brings learning, and learning brings wonder. You have a gift for seeing what matters. Bruno the bear gave a gentle nod from the edge of the trees before disappearing into the mist, as if saying goodbye for now. Spring returned to the Pacific Northwest with brighter greens and wildflowers painting the meadows. Emma walked through the forest with new friends, her journal always ready. She noticed everything, the first trillium flowers, the returning birds building nests, the way the river sparkled differently each day. She helped younger children at school learn to observe too, turning their nature walks into adventures of discovery. One golden afternoon, as sunlight streamed through the tall cedars like shafts of liquid gold and the air smelled sweet with blooming salmonberry bushes, Emma stood on a rocky overlook with her family, Leo, and Mr. Elias. The vast forest stretched below them, beautiful and full of secrets. I once felt so lost and sad, Emma said softly, holding her dad's hand. But by learning to really see, I found so much more than I was looking for, friends, knowledge, and confidence in myself. Her mom hugged her close. You've grown into such a wonderful observer, my girl. Emma smiled, her curly hair blowing gently in the breeze. She no longer rushed through life. She moved with wonder and care, knowing that every small detail held a story waiting to be discovered. The lonely, frustrated girl on the porch had become a confident, kind explorer who helped others see the magic around them. From that season on, children throughout the Pacific Northwest heard the story of Emma and Bruno the brown bear. Whenever they felt they were missing things or struggling to learn, they would remember to slow down, look carefully, and ask, "What do you see?" Observation truly brings learning, not just about the world, but about ourselves and the beautiful connections all around us. Emma looked out over the shining forest, heart full of gratitude and excitement for all the discoveries still waiting. She took a deep, calm breath, really seeing everything in front of her, and smiled. The world was teaching her every single day, and she was finally listening with open eyes and an open heart. And that made her journey the most wonderful adventure of all.